Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags, and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good morning, everyone. June 9th. I'm here at Anti-Media. Why we should all be alarmed that Israeli troops are training U.S. police. You really don't need to read this article to know why this is alarming. I mean, just look at how brutal the Israelis are to the Palestinians. And you wonder why. Innocent people on their knees with their ankles crossed and their hands above their head get shot and killed. It's because of that right there. That's the root of your police problem. And it's a big one. A big one. I mean, they've taken what sort of was a decent institution a long time ago and turned it into a standing army, or maybe a terrorist organization or organizations would be a more appropriate title. You know, no matter how much I try, I cannot give up my coffee or my weed or a lot of other things. I guess I will be fucked later on. Or I already am. But yeah, back to this. I mean, all you have to do is look at what's going on in the West Bank, or Gaza, whatever you want to call that place. That shithole over there called Israel. And you'll see exactly the behavior of U.S. police. Exactly. And then, of course, you have their bosses, you know, the ruling class, or the political class, who tell them what to do, who give them the orders. They get sent over there to become better killers. Now, is it just me, or would it make a lot of sense for you to become a better killer? I mean, these are the people we have to face. If they're becoming better killers, wouldn't it be logical for us to become better killers? Wouldn't it? I know. We're supposed to all get in a circle with our little bongo drums, singing Kumbaya, holding hands, but this is not the world we live in. We live in a world where, well, as I said last night, everything is falling apart. All over. Everything. The financial system, the political system, the social fabric itself is ripping apart right before our very eyes. But, hey, you know, I got a comment last night. Somebody said they wished they were my neighbor and they thought we could be friends. I'm not a kind of person that you want to be friends with. Well, really, I'm not. I mean, once we're cool, once we get tight, there's nothing I wouldn't do for you. But getting to that point, I have trust issues. I mean bad trust issues. You know why? Because my entire existence, I have been shit on by the people closest to me. So, as a result, I am just a fucking asshole. But, I will help you. I will hold my hand out when you're on the ground. I will help you up off the ground. I will give you the shirt off my back. I am an asshole, to be sure, and there are reasons for this, and I have very good reasons. And part of my reasoning is, I've been captured by the enemy, tortured by the enemy, and when I say enemy, I am talking about the state, I am talking about the police. I mean, who else is the enemy? Even my 14-year-old son truly grasps the evil that government is, that police are. Why is it so hard for the adults out there to see what my 14-year-old sees? Why? I know why, because my 14-year-old son is undoubtedly much smarter than most of the population. My 7-year-old daughter as well. You know, when I got raided by the police, they accused me of training my children to hate cops. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? They were like, did you train, or did you teach your children to hate police? I said, no. No, I didn't need to. You see, all they had to do is watch a few episodes of Cops, and that pretty much solidified their hatred for you. Tell you what, trauma is extremely difficult to get over, especially when you have no recourse, especially when you have to lay down and take the state dishes out on you. For example, there's a case recently that came up where parents were jailed and the child taken away. Why? Because they wanted to stop their son's seizures and they started using cannabis. And God damn it, we cannot have people fucking curing their own children. And that just goes to show you who really owns you. Who really owns your children? It's sure the fuck ain't you. So when are we going to reclaim ownership? When are we going to reclaim our sovereignty? You know, that thing that makes us all kings? I venture to say that a whole lot of dying is going to have to happen before people get the corks out their asses and get up to do something. But, of course, by then it'll probably be too late and all will be lost except for small little factions here and there and doing guerrilla warfare, which, by the way, is the only way to fly guerrilla warfare. If you have to go up against a superior force, I highly recommend guerrilla warfare. I know, you guys are used to the articles and all that. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of the articles. We all already know what's going on. What we need to do is worry about what we're going to do about what's going on. We already know. We already know that the polls are shifting. We already know that the governments are fucking neck deep in pedophilia and God only knows what else. I mean, there was a guy that, and I don't remember who said this, but he said, whatever you think the government is doing, it's 100 times worse, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing here, but the gist is the same. Whatever you can imagine in your skull there, the government is doing, it is much, much worse. And, well, we already know how bad they can be. I mean, just look at MK Ultra. Look at all the public experiments done. How can you say with a straight face that these people are serving you? How can you say with a straight face that these people protect you? No. They don't serve you. They don't protect you. And they sure the fuck don't want you living. Don't believe me? I refer you to all the stupid shit that is allowed to take place. There's an article. Let me see here. See if I can find it right quick. Where was it at? Maybe it's right there. I mean, I thought it was on here. Seven in 10 Americans are overwhelmed by news, more among Republicans. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I'm breaking the format. Because why do I want to contribute to that? Why? Oh, look at this. Look at this. Right here. Trump says he is likely to support ending a blanket federal ban on marijuana. Well, good. Because I would sure like my fucking record expunged. I mean, after all, it was a plant. But of course, he's going to have to deal with Jeff Sessions for that to happen, and we all know Jeff Sessions is a fucking tyrannical scumbag who wants to, you know, dictate to you what you may and may not put in your body. That's not the article I'm looking for. Where is it at? Where is it at? Well, damn. Oh, yeah. Suicide rates are up 30% since 1999, CDC says. It's going to be another one of those ways they confiscate guns. I mean, after all, it's to protect the people from themselves, from killing themselves in this miserable, shitty little world. I mean, have you been in traffic lately? All the zombies who function on signals to tell them what to do and signs. If it weren't for the stoplights, most of them wouldn't know what the fuck to do. It seems that people have gotten into the habit of allowing government to think for them. And as Agent Smith said in The Matrix, it's no longer our civilization, it's their civilization, for that reason. No, it wasn't that one. Damn it. Well, I had a little direction I was going here, but I forgot which site that shit was on. Fucking Bill Clinton. Can you think of a bigger scumbag than him? Ah, look at this shit. And this is laughable right here. And this really should demonstrate the stupidity of the public. Georgia. Newly elected rapper takes oath of office on Malcolm X's autobiography. What? Seriously, what? I mean, look at this. I mean, is this shit for real? No. You know the shit is gonna go down when stuff like this happens. I mean, people were actually stupid enough to vote this motherfucking thing into office. Is that white, black? I can't tell, but it does not matter, because look at her. Look at her. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, lots of people have been found dead, and he's not only linked to hating Donald Trump, he is linked to who? The Clintons. There's been bodies piling up behind the Clintons lately. You would not believe. You would not believe. Of course, we've already discussed Yellowstone. This is it right here. Thank you for bearing with me, okay? I forgot where I saw this. Alright, so I was going to show you exactly if government, if they were there to protect you and serve you and, you know, take care of you, would they allow a company like Monsanto and Bayer to merge to become one giant behemoth of a company who is responsible for, you know, lots and lots of suffering and pain and agony because of their, what was it, chemical weapons. And they're similar to the pesticides that is all over the place now. So, it's easy to make jokes about Monsanto being aligned with the devil given how much destruction its products and business practices have caused our environment and mankind. However, as the firm's merger with Bayer moves closer to reality, it finds itself pairing up with a company who, by its own admission, had a direct hand in developing deadly chemical weapons for Adolf fucking Hitler. You Hitler! In a just, humane, decent world, companies like this would be shut the fuck down. Companies like DuPont, shut the fuck down. Non-profit organizations like the Rockefeller Foundation, the Ford Foundation, the Carnegie Endowment, all these things, shut the fuck down. And all the people hung from the first tree you can find. It is the only appropriate solution. The only one. And speaking of hanging them from the first tree you can find, pedophile code, ketchup is acceptable on hot dogs until age 8. And you know what really grinds my gears about that is publications like Snopes and websites like Facebook run defense for these fucking scum. I mean, you got people out there, Christians, that would call me a scum, satanic devil worshiper because I have a Slayer War Assemble t-shirt on and a camouflage tattoos going up my arms with skulls hidden in them. But, you know, I don't do shit half as bad as a fucking Catholic church or a lot of the churches have done. But I'm the one with you know. Alright, so pedophile code, Obama, ketchup is acceptable on hot dogs until age 8. And this comes from Fellowship of the Minds. Now, pedophiles communicate to each other in code. They use little symbols. For example, there's a triangle symbol that they use. And that's how they avoid being detected. The FBI has a list, I guess you could say, of all the different pedophile symbols. Butterflies, just all kinds of them, okay? Some of them stand for boy, some of them stand for girl, some of them stand for even more disgusting things I'm not going to talk about. This is on the authority of none other than the FBI, as I just said. Pedophiles are using various types of identification logos or symbols to recognize one another and distinguish their sexual preferences. These symbols have been etched into rings and formed into pendants. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but why are our priorities so fucked up? It would be really easy for the people victimizing children to be rounded up. It really would. Because as I said, There's lots and lots of data being grabbed by the NSA. The proof of everything you ever thought was a black operation or a psyop or a false flag, the proof is there at the NSA. The proof is at the NSA, and why aren't they going after these people? Anyway, I thought I would share my latest rant and rave with you. Try not to take up too much of your time. This video is already 25 minutes long, and I really didn't say what I thought I was going to say. Anyway, I hope everyone has a great day. I'm not, but I hope you do. Kill the state and live free.